Okay, with Seth Mackie playing as Knight is the short film play at the Horror Suspense Film Festival. I'm just going to give the synopsis of the film. A man witnesses a murder from his dorm room. You are a student. It seems like you might be in a dorm room now. Is this based on a true story?
Uh, it's not inspired by any real events, no.
You would hope not, because there's a murder. But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was inspired by a lot of time that I spent in my dorm room,
Yeah.
just watching cars. I would stay up ridiculously late for no good reason. Um, just watching out the window, listening to music. I was often writing or reading or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would just see these cars like 3 a.m. This random car driving through and then parks in the parking lot for like 20 minutes and then leaves. And I was like, I wonder what they're doing. So I imagined what they did and made a short film about that.
So where are you? Well, like what city are you in?
Currently, I'm in Spruce Grove, like Edmonton.
Okay. So like it's like your college is in the Edmonton area?
No, I'm not at college right now.
Okay.
My college is in a very small town called Three Hills,
Okay.
and I completed the program I was in.
So then you would wonder what maybe it isn't just like boyfriends dropping off girls or like at 3 a.m. in the morning. That was my first instinct is that they're dating these girls or whatever, or vice versa, and they're just dropping them off at the dorm room. That's why they're outside.
I mean, that could be, but
Yeah.
I mean, I watch too many movies, I guess, so that's not where
Gotcha.
my
No, but it
mind is.
inspired you to
Yeah,
make this film.
yeah.
So you went to this college. So you what was it? It was a film program at this college. It's Prairie
It was
College, right?
yeah, Prairie College. I took a digital media program there.
Okay. And you're young, so it was like just like it was like a 2 year course, or
Yeah, it was 2 year program. Yeah.
okay. And now you're back home, I'm assuming.
Moved into my new apartment here.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it going there?
Great. Yeah, I got married and moved in here, so things have been good.
Married. Cause
Yeah,
you're only 19, correct?
correct. Yes.
I can't even imagine being married at 19. Well, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So you just got married like recently?
It's been 3 weeks-ish. Like, yeah,
Oh,
not very
that's
long.
yeah, that's recently. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they call recently. Well, I guess I'm assuming everything went well. And
Yeah, it went great. Yeah.
so you're gonna is film your thing? Is that what you want to do with your life?
Yes, I love film. Yeah.
And what about your wife? Is that what she wanted? What does she do?
She's a paramedic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she does like a real job where you actually do like work and I
Yeah.
like imagine stuff. So
Well, I think she's gonna have some stories to tell. Or
yeah.
she does already, right? So
Yeah, she already has a few.
so you did this program. You did you so you this was part of your class shooting this film?
Yeah, we had a final assignment where we had to make it was a very vague assignment. It was essentially we had a minimum amount of time and a maximum amount of time that we had to fill with a video. And that was basically the project. It was like go at it, do whatever you want. And I decided to go with a narrative style short film because that's the kind of thing I'm interested in.
Yeah. And then was there anything that you have to get it passed through the faculty to get it made? Like what was the process?
We had to get our scripts pre-approved by the teacher, the video teacher, um, which I didn't have any difficulty with. I showed him a rough draft and he asked a couple questions to clarify, but he thought it was doable and it was. So
And I'm assuming you shot in your dorm?
yeah, it is in my dorm room, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a roommate?
I didn't, which was very nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you shot in your dorm room, you had the location, and then was everybody in the crew part of your program?
Um, the person that played the killer and the person who witnesses it from the dorm room are both classmates from the program. Yeah. The victim is someone who's in the music program at the school.
Okay. And then who shot the film?
I recorded it. I directed it. I wrote it. I edited it. Everything else was pretty much me.
You did everything. And
Yeah.
can you smoke in your dorm
Probably shouldn't, but we did for the project.
room? Just cigarettes, of course, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I say that because there's smoking in the film in the beginning of the film, right?
Yeah.
So then you basically then you got was this your first film?
I've made short films in high school before this.
Okay. So then you've done like you know the but like this are you usually like a one man team when you make films,
Typically, yes. Yeah.
and then you decided to submit to some festivals and you got into a few festivals.
Yeah, this is my first time trying to submit to festivals, and it's been pretty interesting experience. Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. You sure about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the feedback video. I thought that was great. I loved getting that.
Oh, from
Um,
our festival, yeah.
yeah, that sort of thing is so cool.
You liked what they had to say?
Well, and even if I didn't, it's helpful, you know?
Gotcha. And then so what do you so then basically what are you doing now? Like are you is Edmonton is there a film scene in Edmonton?
Um, I think it's more of the film stuff is in the Calgary area in Alberta.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's probably a little in Edmonton, but I don't know. I haven't done too much digging, to be honest. I'm just getting settled in here and trying to figure things out.
So would you want to like is that the next step for you? You want to make like more short films?
Yeah, short films are eventually a feature film is the goal. But yeah,
Yeah, but just like one step at a time. But you just kind of figuring it out?
yeah, just taking it one step at a time, project by project.
Gotcha. So did you like your program? Was it a good program to go
Hmm.
to?
I liked aspects of it.
Yeah.
Uh, some of the assignments, it was tricky because in my class, all of my classmates took the program because they were interested in photography, and
Okay.
the main parts of the program are photography and video.
Gotcha.
I was the only person that took it really because solely for the video aspect. I wasn't super interested in photography. Um, I've gained actually some interest in photography since taking it because I realized the work that goes into it and how much it ties in with filmmaking, actually, composition and
Sure, of course.
storytelling and a frame. Yeah, but yeah, I like oftentimes the things that I wish we would have done in our class didn't get done because the majority of the class wanted to do things that were more photography focused.
Gotcha. But you, it says that you're like you're interested in your blog interview that you're interested in screenwriting. Screenwriting is
Yeah.
a big deal for you.
Well, you need a good script to make a good movie, you
Yeah,
know.
that's what they
So,
say. Yeah,
yeah, it's not. I love film, and in order to make something half decent, you have to have a half decent script. So it's an interest by extension.
gotcha. Do you like have are you dedicated to keep writing all the time?
I try to. I'm a very slow writer and very critical, so it's hard to have much output because whenever I'm writing something, I get halfway through and this sucks, and I quit, start writing a new thing, repeat, repeat, and eventually you go back to the old ones and you're like, oh, it's not so bad, and
Yeah,
bit by bit you finish them up, but it takes a while.
gotcha. You're interesting because you're born in 2004.
Yeah,
Um, and you basically we asked you in the blog interview what film have you seen the most of your life, and you brought up 2001 and you brought up Apocalypse Now,
yeah,
which are films from the 70s, and then you talked about Kubrick. You always rewatch Kubrick. I'm curious about, and then of course you have Indiana Jones. That
yeah.
was 89. So that's film. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was from 89. So I'm curious about your process, like even watching Kubrick films, like I don't hear that often from your generation. I know that, when did you remember when you first got into Kubrick?
It would have been in high school that I started getting into Kubrick. I can't remember what the first Kubrick film I saw was. I think it might have been The Shining.
Okay, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, it's one of his more popular.
Yeah, more commercial kind of story.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the kind of thing a high school student would go and watch.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and yeah, actually the first time I watched The Shining, I was like confused because I didn't really get it. I didn't see what was so great. Um, but I wanted to go back to it because there was some, it's a classic and everyone talks about how great it is. So it was one of the first films that I like repeatedly rewatched. And every time I rewatch it, I like it more and more. And it's like one of my absolute favorites now. But there's something about the way Kubrick shot and edited and directed and wrote and everything that is so distinctive and almost hypnotic, I find. Like watching his films almost puts me in a trance. Uh,
yeah. That makes sense.
so it's just, I find it fascinating. And if I could create anything even close to that, that would be great, you know?
Yeah, he's very meticulous, but he also changes like he changed genres all the time too, right? Like he went from a war film to a sci-fi film to I don't even know how to categorize Clockwork Orange.
It's sort of sci-fi, but like dystopian. Yeah,
Dystopian, a little bit comedic, especially the
yeah,
first half, right? So
that which really surprised me first viewing. You hear about how like disturbing and shocking the movie is, and then I watched it and it was hilarious.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Then it got disturbing after he gets arrested. That's my memory of watching the film. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's kind of got a symmetrical, what's the word? The
yeah.
story is kind of symmetrically structured. Like the things that happen in the beginning are reflected in what happens in the end.
And then I'm old enough to I was like I think I was 20 when he died too. Like his last film, Eyes Wide Shut,
Yeah,
and I call that like it's I guess you can it's not really a romance, but it's about I mean, you'll know you just got married, so you'll know it's about what you need to do to make a marriage work. That's what the
yeah,
film's about. So I don't
yeah,
know if I'm sure you saw that film too, right?
yeah. I have. Yeah, that's I've only seen that one very recently, and it was only once, so I don't have much of an opinion on Eyes
Maybe
Wide
you and
Shut.
your wife should watch it as an education. So
Yeah, I don't know if she'd be into it as much, but
well, it's got Tom Cruise in it, and so maybe she'll like it. I don't know.
yeah,
I
pitch
don't
it
know
as
if
an
the
action movie or something, and then you turn it on and surprise her.
yeah. So then you talked about Apocalypse Now, and like which is 1970s, obviously Coppola, and then
Yeah,
like you said, but then you also said that you started watching Spielberg and Peter Jackson films, so you're kind of like an old school guy.
I've been told that before. Yeah, in most ways, I have old-fashioned tastes in the music as well.
Oh yeah, like you like the 70s rock.
Yes, I love 70s rock, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, some of the prog stuff like King Crimson.
Hmm. Yeah, that's sort of my jam as well. I mean, so it's so interesting. Well, like it seems like you're like you everything's changing for you. You got this film. Congratulations on the festival circuit. You're not even 20 years old yet, and it's like the film works. It's got a nice beginning, middle, and end, and it's like you basically shot what you could, right? Like you like you said, it wasn't really a film program, but you basically had the story in the room of the dorm room, and like they say write what you know, you shot what you knew, right? So and you had the you have a great story.
Thank you.
So congratulations. It's like played our festival. Looks like it played in Milwaukee, played in India. So you're on your way.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So keep writing, and why don't we talk again when you make your next film?
Will do.
All right, man. Let's talk soon.
Yeah.